Hi, I'm Roberta. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to make a fabulous Turkish salad using white beans and a beautiful tahini dressing with my friend Somer.
Yeah.
Now, you introduced me to this, Somer, and I know that in the south, in Antalya, they dress the white beans with tahini.
Yes.
But the white beans are popular throughout Turkey, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, this salad, a version of this salad you can find anywhere in Turkey, especially on the northwest and on the Aegean side. On the Aegean side, they will do it with olive oil. On the northwest, they will do it with sunflower oil.
Right.
And when you go down south, they use tahini just to flavor it.
So much to learn. Like every cuisine, Turkish is very regional, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's abundant with different types of produce. So, you know, depends on which region
Where you are.
You use different things.
Well, today we're in the sunny southern Mediterranean and we're using tahini.
And I love that.
Okay, so these beautiful little white beans, we need to soak them overnight.
You need to
I've
soak
done.
them overnight. And then if the shells come out, you can take them out, but you don't need to worry about it. And after that, you just cook them.
Okay, and could we use canned?
You can use canned.
Okay.
I use canned in some of the TV programs that I've been involved
Okay.
in because it was so long, it was taken so long. Or you can use pressure cooker if you have it.
Right.
But yeah, but it's by
So
all
dried
means,
is best, it's
Dried is
traditional.
best, you know,
But
like in,
if you're short on time, don't be afraid to open a can of cannellini beans and toss this salad together. It's all about what works for you. Let's get those beans cooking. Okay, so these have been soaking overnight, Somer. Did I do it right?
yeah, and you can see some of the shells come out.
Right.
And you can take them out.
Okay.
But you don't have to worry about deshelling them.
All right, I'm just going to strain these and give them a rinse.
Lovely.
Okay, so strained and rinsed into the saucepan.
That's it.
A pinch of sugar.
Pinch of sugar. That's one of the secrets of Turkish cuisine. We always add a half amount of sugar to the salt. So
Okay.
it just gives that flavor.
So we'll say about a quarter of a teaspoon of sugar,
That's
half
right.
a teaspoon
and
of
about
salt.
half a teaspoon of salt.
Okay,
And plenty of water just to cover it up.
cover it generously
Yeah.
and we pop it on the stove for an hour.
Yeah, we just boil it first, and after that we just simmer for about an hour until they are quite soft, but they're not mushy.
Right, we're not going to mash them, we want
No,
them to
not
still
at
be
all,
firm.
not at all.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this would be lovely if the beans are still warm in the salad. Is that the best
It
way?
doesn't have to be like, you know, overly cooked, but yeah, it can be warm. Like, you know,
You don't want it
boil down.
fridge cold, do you?
No, you don't want to put it in the fridge or anything like that.
So I think we're going to
But-
cook these and toss it with the dressing. I just like the idea of that tahini going through the beans while they're still warm.
Yeah,
So while our beans are cooking, we don't need to waste time. We can get our dressing ready.
let's get the
Okay,
sauce ready.
show me.
So what we do is, because tahini is quite thick and we want it to cover almost like a sauce, we want to dilute a bit. So just putting like, you know, a few tablespoons of water to it, just to loosen it up a bit.
That makes sense. I love tahini. It's such a great ingredient.
It makes a great sauce, you know, if you know how to use it. And lemon juice.
Cornerstone of Turkish food.
Oh, it's just like lemon juice and tahini. It's pretty much just, you can pour it on everything.
Now this dressing is something I imagine we could do ahead of time, right? And just
Yeah, very
Loosen
much
it
so.
back
You need
up.
to stir it again,
Yes.
because obviously tahini will go into sink into the bottom. But you can definitely do it before.
I love the way it whitens.
Yeah.
Can I just show you? So you know, tahini's quite creamy, quite golden, and then when you add any liquid to it, it goes quite pale. doesn't it?
Exactly,
It's
that's
magic.
why, you know, it's just like a good quality of hummus is always regarded by its whiteness, you know,
Yes.
because it's a good quality tahini goes white. And then we're gonna add some more vinegar,
Apple cider vinegar.
apple cider vinegar.
Now
It's
tell me about that. Is that traditional or is that
It's-
your thing?
it's when, I mean, apple vinegar generally is quite common in Turkey.
Okay.
Not a cider, so
I
made
drank
with
a lot
fresh
of apple
apples.
tea
Yeah,
when I was
yeah.
in Turkey. Had beautiful
I mean,
apples.
There are so many different types of apples in Turkey. And then apple cider, I like the sharpness of it, so, and it really cuts through the tahini.
Yes, I can
So I
imagine.
love using apple cider in this. Beautiful. And a bit of olive oil.
So tell me about this dressing. What else would you serve this with?
This you can do with anything really. I mean, you can serve it with smoked eggplant. That will be really good. I mean, it's really like a baba ganoush, isn't it? Like
It
when
is,
you add on to
yeah.
that. And then I also like to do it with any smoked meat or smoked vegetables like smoked capsicums and things like that. You can serve it as a side dish. So it's like, you know, it's a type of tarator.
Right.
That we do with Tahini. It's very common on the south and southern eastern of Turkey.
The southeast.
Yeah.
Okay, so down around the Syrian border?
Very much so.
Okay, that was the one part I didn't get to, regrettably.
It's beautiful.
That's an incredible area for food, isn't it?
For
Gaziantep.
kebabs and baklava and lahmacun. It's the best versions of that.
We might have to do 3 months of Turkish. It's going to be so hard to just choose 8 recipes.
Region by region.
That's it. That's what we'll do.
That's
Pinch of
it.
salt?
Pinch of salt.
Always salt, remember that.
Especially if you use this much tahini. Tahini really absorbs salt very well.
Yes,
as well.
okay.
So, yeah, just
Alright,
mix
so-
it all up. I mean, the olive oil will separate, it's no issue. Just mix it up before you serve it.
So we could do this ahead of time and then just re-whisk
Just
it when
whip
we're
it,
ready.
yeah, that's it.
Right, let's get our veggies ready.
Easy.
So our beans are ready. I've drained them. What do we do now?
We just rest it a bit to bring it down to room temperature.
Okay, beautiful. And tender without
That's
being
good.
mushy.
That's exactly.
Okay, they're out of the way. I'm back. What else shall we do?
So we'll just chop all of our ingredients.
So some parsley.
Some parsley.
Now I imagine this is pretty free-form, like a lot of recipes where we
Very
can-
much so. I mean, if you like mint, you can have a bit of mint.
Ooh,
The
yes.
important thing is because it is called Piyaz, just to respect the tradition, Piyaz means any salad with onions in it.
Right.
So always use some onions in it.
Okay.
But you can use brown onions, white onions, even red onions if you want.
Okay. So we're going to use some green onion
Yeah, green
and
onions are
some
beautiful.
lovely little shallots.
That's beautiful.
And I might pop this egg on to boil too,
Great.
because we
yeah.
want an egg on top. Yes.
And it can be a hard boil, so
Yes.
it doesn't have to be like soft boil.
All right. Let's pop that on now too. As a home cook with not the best knife skills, I always love watching chefs chop.
Yeah, well,
You get a lot of practice, don't you?
not as much as I used to.
Oh, of course not these days.
I just did just for the show. And this is
Great.
spring onions.
Oh, spring onions, green onions, scallions.
Yeah.
I call them green onions.
Green onions it is. So I just take the stem, and then that is pretty clean. So just chop them through it.
Okay. Nice to be chopping into rounds for a change. So often in Australia we're doing things the Asian way and everything's on the diagonal.
Yeah, no, just the. I mean, it's a very simple home-style food, so.
And you're taking that quite a way up. There's no point in wasting that green, is
Very
there?
much so. I mean, I'm not going to use it on anything else, so I'll go as much as I can go,
Right.
and it gives a nice texture. But we use the tips of the green onions and the stems that I discard always to line up dolmas. So I think you have a dolma recipe in
Yes.
one of your other recipes.
Yes.
So I always keep them and put it under the dolmas,
Underneath
just
the
to
dolma.
flavor it so the heat doesn't directly hit the dolmas. So
Gotcha.
We always use
Okay,
this
what
as
a
a
good
base.
idea.
that one.
So Piyaz is how we say this?
Piyaz, yeah.
Piyaz, and that literally means onion or with onion?
No, it means that it's any kind of salad that has onion in it.
Okay.
We call it piyaz. I will just halve the tomatoes.
Now,
If you have big tomatoes, you can just quarter them or just make them a bit smaller. But I just like to keep them, but I don't want to fine chop them because I don't want the juice of the tomato to mix up with the tahini.
dilute,
So,
I
yeah.
understand. Now, I tend to use these grape tomatoes a lot because throughout most of the year in Sydney, we can't get good ripe tomatoes. Do you know, I disliked tomatoes so much until I went to Turkey.
Yeah.
And I tasted a tomato in Turkey, out of politeness, I think, because someone served it to me, and it was a revelation. And I somehow instantly knew that's what a tomato's meant to taste like. And if tomatoes tasted like that, I would love them.
And nowadays, pretty much you're right, they taste like grape tomatoes.
Yes.
That's what tomatoes used to taste in
Yes.
Turkey as well.
So they're the ones that I nearly always use. A little shallot.
Yeah, a little
So
shallot.
keep that onion flavour going.
Yeah.
And as you say, it could be a little red onion or anything
You
else.
can use whatever you want, red onion, white onion if you want to use it. And in every region in Turkey they use different ones. For example, in the Thracian region they use white onion quite a lot.
Okay.
And you go down to Mediterranean and they use red onion because
Right.
it's available there.
Food is always about what was growing locally.
What you have in there, exactly. And I'm gonna rough chop this because I love the taste of the raw onion in it.
Good.
But if you don't, like if you wanna slide, like make it smaller, you can, by all means, you can do that. Oops.
And a little bullhorn pepper. We
A
call
little
this.
bullhorn pepper. I mean, in Turkey we have the tinier versions of this. So I'm just going to use one of those, and you can chop them again, get the seeds out, get the stem out, get the seeds out, and yeah, just chop them fine. Yeah, I was so surprised when I came to Australia. One of the first things that the chef in the hotel that I was working asked me to do is he said, "Oh, look, I love dolmas. Can you do a dolma?" And I said, "Do you guys have capsicum?" So he gave me this capsicum that I never seen before.
So big.
Because in Turkey, capsicums are even smaller than this. So that was my biggest fail. Like, he said, "This is not what it's supposed to taste like." I said, "I know, they're too big."
So dolma, of course, means stuffed.
Dolma means stuff.
So it can be anything. We think of the Greek dolmades, the vine leaves, but in Turkey they stuff pretty much everything, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, from the small things like, like figs and sardines to big things like a whole rib cage. We just
Really?
love stuffing, it's just like, it's any kind of meat or vegetable, we love stuffing it in.
I'm laughing because I remember now that the little minibuses that we travelled all over Turkey on were called dolmuş.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
they stuffed the people into them.
Exactly, you're right, it's stuffed, that's what it is.
So, assembly.
Let's do it. So, the beans are on room temperature. And we'll put all our tahini sauce.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
It's nice and creamy. So, okay. I'll just toss it through. Make sure that all the beans are covered with it.
I like that you get in there with your hands.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way. Oh, it smells fabulous. I can smell that apple cider vinegar.
And I'll get all the salads.
So you just opened a restaurant in Istanbul too, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. It's pretty much the most part is from the original family. So I'll mix this up again.
Do you get to spend much time in the kitchen there?
I do, and I really missed it, Roberta, because I'm there for like 6 months or so. Okay. Put it together.
All right, so the last couple of bits, what do we need?
So we mix it all up, so we just plate it up. So you can serve this with the protein of your choice, with the meat, or you can serve it by itself, like we're doing now.
We're serving it with a beautiful veal
Yeah.
kofta today,
Yeah,
but I would love this just on its own for lunch, maybe with a bit of bread,
very much so.
glass of wine, or raki.
Talk in my language now. And then the tradition is you always have a bit of hard-boiled egg with it. So I'm not going to go too fancy. I'll just go halves like that and finish it off with a bit of sumac. Oh.
Yum. Sumak's a berry, isn't it?
It is a berry, and it's when it's fresh, it's a poisonous berry. But when it's dry, it's
I did not know that.
Yeah, so you cannot have fresh sumac. It's poisonous, but when it dries, it becomes this incredible spice.
Yum. I can't wait to dig into that. Thank you, Chef.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.